Hi, this is Tanya from Lovebuddha Tarot, back with the cards for the week, beginning the 19th of September. So a little bit of a different one this week. Sorry I wasn't here last week, so I didn't do any cards. There's loads going on at the moment, decorators in and everything like that. It is carrying on into this week as well, and my daughter moves away at the end of the week, so I have so much to do. So what I'm doing, rather than do none, I'm doing a full week's reading today. So bear in mind it's probably going to be a little bit longer than normal, but you know I still want to do the cards, and I was told that I had to do this. First of all, before I start the cards, has everybody been dealing with the eclipse? This has been absolutely mental. I have never known in all of the years of me doing this, or all of the years I have been studying spirituality, I have never known a month like what this month has been. It's just so many roller coasters. It's bizarre. The eclipse was very, very powerful at the weekend. I don't know if any of you could feel the energy. I did massively. There was a few, like I say, Mercury's still in retrograde as well, and I feel, within my life there was a little bit of miscommunication, so I do have apologies for that as well. It's like I am just a humble human sometimes. Sometimes I do get it wrong, but it's been so intense. As we're coming into this week, things are going to calm down a little, and the cards are absolutely beautiful for that. But it's just like I say, just try and ride the wave. I feel once we get out of September, things are going to be a lot clearer. So, please just hang in there. I mean, we're going through amazing times. This is what I'm saying. And like I say, I talk about the age of Aquarius a lot and stuff like this. And this is all leading us to our higher self. We are all going through like this birth, and if we think about birth, the labor part is actually where the pain comes. And I feel that this is what we're all experiencing at the moment, but then we also know the joy that comes after it. So sorry, that was just Spirit said I had to sort of sum that up a little bit as well. So I'm saying sorry for not doing the cards last week, and I've also, like I say, I have apologies to say as well for other people, because I think my ego got a little bit in the way at certain times this weekend. So, right, okay. So like I say, I'm starting with the cards. I'm doing sort of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. But, the energies are there anyway. So I'm going to start off with Mondays. Now, what I've done and what I was told of Spirit was to use the Osho cards as well. So I'm actually using full Osho cards rather than tarot. So everything is changing, It's like I say, but it's good. It shakes it up a little bit. So the first card that I pulled, I absolutely adore this card. I really, really love this card. And this is a card called Healing. Now, when I look at this card, the first thing that springs to mind with me is Reiki. If we can see, there's the hand over his head and the hand over his solar plexus as well. The thing is with this, though, what I've just been alerted to there is if we look at his heart chakra there, his heart chakra is glowing, so I really don't feel the heart needs healing as much. I feel it's more the head and the personal power center, where the healing is needed. Now, like I say, Reiki, if any of you know that, Reiki is basically love energy, that's what it is. It works on our energy centers, and it's fantastic, and you can do this from a distance or whatever. But when this card shows up, what it's saying is it's a time for you to heal. You are ready to heal here. And it's like, no more trying to hide the wounds of the past as well, because old wounds are coming to the surface here. And this is because they're things that we haven't dealt with. And this is why they're coming to the surface, so that we can release them and then move on. So rather than trying to resist these wounds, and suppress them, then we need to accept them, and we need to face them head on as well. Because once we do this, this is when we can move on, and we can sort of not let the past hold on to us anymore, and not let the past hold us back. So if we have a look at this card, the guy in the picture is naked, and whenever I see in tarot or anything, whenever I see anybody naked, it always signifies to me like a vulnerability, and we all try to not be vulnerable. You know, this is it. We try to protect ourselves, but sometimes vulnerability is a beautiful thing. You know, it is. It proves we're human, and it proves that we are soft, and, you know, we are basically gentle beings. But if we have a look, the guy in this is open to the love and touch that is there to heal him and is healing him as well. You know, so a lot of people don't realize the importance of actual physical touch, you know, and physical touch, when we get touched, you know, when we are hugged or anything like that, you know, we produce a chemical in our brain, you know, and it's the love hormone. So a simple touch can just reassure you, you know, it can offer security, and it can strengthen bonds, you know. If there is no touch involved, if there is no physical, you know, then this can actually sort of, I don't want to say break bonds, but I say what I want to say is the touch and the physicality of stuff can actually strengthen bonds here as well, you know. And I always like to say that hugs heal as well, you know. I'm a good hugger. I love hugging people. So yeah, so this is what this card's saying. If we have a look around his body, you know, there's like this aura of light, and it's like he's relaxing himself into it, and he's allowing himself to experience the care and the love that is surrounding him, you know. And what this is doing, this is dissolving any struggling or suffering that he has been the victim of, you know. If we have a look there, there's like lotuses of light as well, you know, and these are actually on his body and around him. And, you know, I say it time and time again that the most beautiful lotuses come from the darkest, muddiest waters, you know. And when there's a healing coming in like this, I mean, this is the king of water. This is the king of cups. You know, this is what this card is in traditional tarot. But in Osho, he's called the king of water. And when we are healing, we are no longer no longer hiding from ourselves. You know, we're not hiding ourselves to others. We are vulnerable. Yes, you know, it's got to be vulnerable to open up, but we have to do that because this is the way that we can heal, you know. So once we are open and once we accept, this is when we can be healed, you know, and this is when we can be healthy and we can be whole as well. Now, Spirit are just coming in with this card as well. It's a card of just being. Like I say, if we think of the King of Cups, the King of Cups is, you know, he's a very loving man. He's very calm, you know. He's very centered. He's water, and this is the King of Water. So what they're saying is just be, you know, and rise above any like reactive state that you may feel drawn into, you know. So it's like action, not reaction, right? Okay. So it's like, right, okay, you need to do something, and then you don't need to react to that, you know. So it's just action and not reaction, you know. When Osho talks about this card, what he says is that you cannot touch a man of Tao because he's not one to be touched. There's no wound. He's healthy, he's healed, and he's whole. The word whole is beautiful. The word heal comes from the word whole, and the word holy comes from the whole. So he is whole, healed, and holy. So that's what's coming in this, you know. And it's saying, get out of our head less a little bit as well, because when we get out of our head, our ego, I keep saying it over and over again, our ego is not our friend, you know. Like I say, my ego made an appearance at the weekend, and I know that, you know, it wasn't telling me what to do for the best, you know. It's like I say, it's not my friend. Whenever I sort of follow my ego route, you know, I know it's not good for me. So this is it, you know. It's just like, even just for 24 hours, try and have total acceptance, you know, total acceptance and non-reaction, and see whatever happens. Because I always say, you know, we cannot control what other people do or think, but we can control how we let this affect us, you know. And it's like I say, if there's any sort of confrontation or anything, I just walk away. That is not because I'm scared to confront. It's not. It's just I don't like drama, you know. I choose not to have drama in my life. So, like I say, this is the card for Monday, you know. And I feel if you do this, if you take action, if you don't react, you know, then what will happen is you suddenly get this energy back. This Reiki energy, this love energy is being sent. It is being sent from the universe to you, and it is being sent to get you back into your personal power, to get you out of your head, and to actually get you moving on and get you flowing. Okay, so that is Monday's beautiful, beautiful card. Second one is absolutely amazing as well. So this is the card that's coming in with the energies for Tuesday. And this card, again, another one of my favorites in the Osho, and this is called Harmony. And what they're saying here is harmony. Now, I've said this before, that Gandhi has said, harmony is when our thinking and our action are aligned. So when what we are doing is what we are thinking as well. There is disharmony when what we are thinking doesn't act with what we're doing as well, you know. So this is saying that harmony occurs when we flow, you know, and this is when we flow with the rhythms of the universe, you know, instead of struggling against it. When you allow yourself to be simple and soft, you know, and, you know, we take away expectations, we take away this determination to be right, you know, and we just bend and flow with the universe, you know, and whatever we are experiencing at the time, the struggle will start to cease, and this is when we are in harmony, you know. So, you know, this is sort of like, it's not a retreat, you know, it's we can find peace within ourselves, and this is what we all need. When we are churned up inside and when we are living in a place that isn't peaceful, you know, this can have a very detrimental effect on our energy, which then lowers our vibration, on our aura, you know, and this will then in turn can manifest into physical illness, you know, and it can manifest in us just feeling pretty shitty, to be honest, you know. So this is like, you know, within the real world, we do live in the real world, as hard as that is at times, you know, what we've got to do is see what distracts us and what takes us out of this harmonious place, and then, you know, do something to actually get us in a place where it is harmony. So if we look at this card, you know, the person on it is just like total peace, you know, and there's dolphins here, and I love dolphins. One of my favorite songs is a song by Tim Buckley called Dolphins, and if you haven't listened to it, it was originally by Fred Neil, but I like the Tim Buckley version better, and it's one of my favorite songs in the world, you know. And dolphins, whenever dolphins come in, or whenever dolphins come in around tarot or around spirituality, they talk about really, really strong connections, soul connections, you know. And what's happening in this card is, if we have a look, the dolphins are coming from the heart. The dolphins are going up, and the dolphins are going back into your third eye. So this is sort of your heart and your intuition being in sync, you know. So this is talking about, like I say, a strong soul connection in some way, and a karmic connection as well. And it goes way beyond the physical, this, you know. And if we have a look, there's like a sparkly trail. Can you see that? I love sparkles. So the sparkly trail there, you know, which this is talking about, like a magical aspect of this as well, you know, and like I say, we can all do with a little bit more magic in our lives, you know. So the blue is in this card. Now, like I say, there was the blue in the healing card as well. So what this is talking about is, this is our throat chakra, you know, and this is saying that, like, you know, communication is essential, you know. It's not just needed, it is essential here, you know. And even though dolphins, it's quite strange, because dolphins have like dolphins can telepathically communicate with each other. If you think, they set off different like sort of sound waves, you know, so they can transmit their frequency over miles as well. And they're very highly intelligent beings, well, mammals, you know, but they have a real playful side to them. I don't know if any of you have ever managed to swim with dolphins. You know, I've been lucky enough to do it, and it was just such an amazing and healing experience as well, you know, because they're very beautiful and they're very intuitive as well. So this card is talking about, you know, your heart and your intuition being in sync here, you know, being intelligent, but also being playful, and also just flowing, you know, because life is not meant to be so serious. You know, it's like, why so serious? You know, life flows so much better when we play and when we allow this flow, and be receptive to it, as well. We all want joy in our lives, and it is waiting just round the corner when this card comes in. Nobody can point you in the direction and tell you what it is. When you find it, you know it, and you feel it, and you may not even have words to express this to another person. You might not be able to explain it to them, but it's like there's this feeling, and it's deep within your heart and deep within your soul, and it's sort of like a discovery as well, Now this card, what's interesting with this card is it's the 10 of water. Now the 10 of water is adjacent to the 10 of cups in normal tarot, and the 10 of cups is all about harmony, idyllic, happy relationships. I always call it the all lived happily ever after card, because that is what it talks about. And like I say, it's happiness, it's contentment, it's emotional fulfillment, So like I say, it's this idyllic state where it's like dreams and wishes are coming true, and you are able to delight in your good fortune as well. And there's a lot of gratitude and appreciation coming in, with this as well. So if you're not feeling this at the moment, then rest assured it is coming, because this is what the universe is trying to guide us to, So this card is a very uplifting, and it's talking about a time of clearer thinking, contentment, there's happiness there, it's there, and there's such a wonderful feeling with it, So really, this card is saying on Tuesday, take yourself back to your heart center, and listen to that and let that guide you as well. Osho, when Osho talks about this card, he's like, listen to your heart and move according to your heart as well, whatever is at stake. A condition of complete simplicity costs nothing less than everything, So that's quite a bold statement, that as well. But to be simple, because simple costs everything that you have, and you have to lose everything to live this simple life, So it's like, once you have nothing, then this is when you are free, and this is when you have everything, when we lose these attachments and stuff like that, So it's like I say, this is, it's make your heart throb. What is it that makes your heart throb? So that's Tuesday, and then we come on to the middle of the week, Wednesday. So what we've got with Wednesday is transformation. Now, what I'm finding interesting is the blueness within all these cards. If I line them up, I might even try and take a photograph of them and actually use that as a cover for this. But this is transformation. Now, again, these cards are so wonderful. So please, if you're going through a bad time at the moment, please know it is going to get better, because the universe is wanting to give you so much reassurance, and so much support as well. So if we have a look at this card, this coincides with the death card in the tarot. So we all know death is about transformation, but it means an ending in order for something new to begin. It's like the life cycle. And if we have a look on this card, the figure sits on top of like a flower there, and he's holding everything that he needs for this transformation, The sword he's got there, this will cut through any illusions that are there, If we have a look, there's a snake in it as well. And what happens with the snake is the snake sheds its skin. That's it. It's no longer needed. It's old skin. So it sheds, it crawls out, and then starts its new life as well. There's a broken chain there as well. And what this is saying is that any limitations or anything that has been holding you back, it's now time to break free from those chains, And if we have a look, there's a yin-yang symbol within this. He's holding the yin-yang symbol within his hands. And we all know the yin-yang is the masculine, feminine, it's the dark and the light, but it's actually putting them together to form this whole where everything fits, And if we have a look, one of the hands, I don't know if you can see this here, but there's actually a face that hand is resting on, and this is talking about the stillness, that we will feel, that the dreamlike state that we will feel once we allow and once we start with this transformation. So this is not saying that death is like an ending. This death, or this sort of death of the old, death of the ego as well, death of the old life is actually really transformative, and this is rejuvenating us as well, So what this card is saying, it's a time for a deep, deep let go, a deep let go, not a little let go, a deep let go, and allow any pain, sorrow, or difficulty to just be there, and accept it, and don't fight it, with any ending there comes pain. But by trying to hold this pain off, it's not going to work. So it's basically with this, Spirit have just showed me there, it's like ripping the plaster off, If you ever know, if you have a plaster on, you go and it's like little bits and it's like, oh no, that's too painful, I don't want it. It's just one fell swoop and rip it off, And yes, it will sting, but that is when the healing will get better with this as well. So it's like I say, don't fight it here, and change is coming whether you flow with it or not. This is the thing. When this card comes in, it is coming. We cannot stop it. Once the universe decides, that is it. We can't stop it. And if we resist it, it makes it a lot harder for ourselves. Once we actually just flow with it, this is when it makes it easier, And by fighting, we really are only forcing us to, like, live in pain longer, and we're forcing, like, the transition then gets harder, and like I say, all transitions, there is pain linked with them, but just by allowing them and flowing with wherever the universe is guiding you, what we can then do is take the pressure off ourselves. If we have a look in this card, there's a phoenix coming out of the flames there as well. And the phoenix has, like, risen from the ashes of destruction. But this is where it finds its wings, Like I say, there's the lotus flower. The lotus flower is, this is where the strength comes from, The more shit you've been through, this is where you get stronger, and you grow in the process. So this card is saying, this too shall pass. But like I say, you need to allow this death, you need to allow it to happen in order for this new beginning, because this is about rejuvenating. It's not about grieving, So like I say, this is a, it's a heavy card, but it's also a beautiful card. Spirit have just said to me there, yeah, life is hard, but it's also very beautiful, So it is, and this is it. And from the hardness, this is where we learn to be soft. If we allow the hardness to keep us rigid, this is when you're rigid, if something's rigid, it's brittle, it can break easily. When you are soft, this is when you are flexible and you can actually move on, So it's all about, like, sort of Zen sort of thing like this. So Thursday's card, we have traveling. So there's movement here, which this is good. It's always good when there's movement. So if we have a look at this card, I don't know how easy you can see it. We see one little man down there, and there's this big rocky mountain range, and along it is, like, there's full of twists and turns, and it's in different levels, and some parts of the path are clear, some parts are clouded, and we can't see where that path goes. It's not showing us where that path is going to go. But what it is showing us is that this person is heading towards the sun. It's like, follow the light, and this is, like I say, this is what I always say, this is a great thing within Kundalini yoga. It's like, travel light, be the light, sorry, I cannot remember off the top of my head there what the live the light, so yes, so it's travel light, on your journey, and go towards the light as well. This is what this is saying. So this is about our journey as well, and each of us are walking our path. This is what we're doing on a daily basis, and sometimes things might be crystal clear, and then other times they may be clouded as well, and a lot of times we could even be in the dark, but what this is saying is each step is important. Each thing that we are experiencing is actually important on this journey, and this is what is promoting our growth. And this card, again, like the transformation card before, is talking about movement, and it's talking about change. And this is, I do feel, in the physical sense as well, but also inner. When we start to move physically, this is when we are going to move inwardly as well. And this card is like promising you, that there's an adventure here, there's growth here, and there's no need to struggle too much, this isn't, I don't feel this journey is hard. I mean, if we have a look, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of times where, things aren't going to be that clearly, but, there's a lot of reds, a lot of oranges, a lot of yellows in this. This is all about our bottom chakras, and this is all about us staying grounded, feeling secure, feeling safe to actually go on our journey as well. And this tells us that, we really need to accept and embrace the new as well. Like I say, there's a part here died, and this is about setting out on our journey on the new. And the thing is, when we set off on a journey, if we knew where we were going, um, it would take the fun out of it. There's some people that go to the same holiday resort every single year, so they know exactly what's there. And I'm like, where's the fun in that? Where's the excitement? Where's the new experiences with that, So this is like, when we travel to a different country, I love to go and experience the cultures, and I like to go off wandering, and I usually get lost, but during the time of getting lost, I usually meet some amazing people, so it's like I say, this is all part of it. And the funny thing is, actually, I had a reading myself the other day, because like I say, there's a lot of stuff going on, and my mother came through in the reading, which was beautiful, it was really nice. And in the reading, she said that my mother had said to me, "You asked for an adventure." And I was like, yeah, I did, because I'd actually used that word. And she said, "So why are you trying to plan it? That's not an adventure. With an adventure, you just set forth, And I thought that was beautiful. And I thought, right, Mum, okay, yeah, you always get your message across. So, it was really, really nice. So what this is saying is like, there's no need to struggle, or there's no need to plan so much. It's just take that first step. That first step will then follow on and follow on. But at the moment, if you are standing still, then nothing is happening. Nothing is happening at all. So this is, again, a card about making movement, making changes, and being open and accepting to these as well. Again, it's talking about going with the flow, and this card is telling us that don't worry, it will be okay. There is the light on the horizon here. The sun is there. Now, if we remember in tarot, the sun is the most positive card in the deck, so it's like the sun is there, and that is what you are traveling to. This card as well can often indicate, like, it's new beginnings, it's new feelings, it can be new love, new intuition, there's a subtleness with it, there's a purity with it, pure emotions are coming in with this card, and it's talking about the beginning of something. And yes, there might be a bit tentativeness there, yeah, but there's also a curiosity as well. Now, it talks about, like, when we're in this stage of something new as well, this is when we can feel quite vulnerable. But like I said in the other card, the vulnerability here, is a beautiful thing. And, to embrace that and be able to show that is also a beautiful thing, So there's something, what this card is saying, is there is something on an emotional level that is worth nurturing to see where it goes. That's what they're saying. It's saying, it's like, we are being guided to it. The feelings that we are having on an intuitive level, as well as being on a heart level, is telling us that we need to investigate this and we need to follow up on this, and like I say, there's a lot of spiritual lessons I really feel in this as well, and there's healing coming in with it. So all of these cards are sort of tying in really, really nicely. And if we have a look there, the figure on this, is they're at ease, they're relaxed, and it's just like they're letting them take it, this is he's just there, he's on his journey with it, so that is a really, really lovely card, and it's like, if you're going traveling, don't plan it too much, when you go traveling, don't have a plan and just see what comes up, and you will be guided somewhere where you're needed to be. So then we get to, what's that? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And again, we have this card of water. There's so much water going on with this reading. And this card is called Going with the Flow. And what this is this is actually akin to the Ace of Cups in tarot. So we all know the Ace of Cups is the love card as well, So what, like I say, this is saying, there's a lot of love there. There's abundance, there's overflowing of love, and it's just, this is what we need to soak up. This healing, this traveling, this safety, everything will be there when we embrace this love, you know. And like I say, this is, you know, the Ace of Cups is like the beginnings, like what we've just had in there, you know. And it's like I say, it's very, very deep, you know. There's a real purity comes out with the Ace of Cups, and there is with this card. And if we have a look at this card as well, you know, the figure in the card is completely relaxed here, and he's just at ease in the water. Now this is so strange. My friend was over earlier, and I just said to them, I just need to be somewhere where I can completely immerse myself in water. I just need the healing effects of water. I need the calmness. I need the groundedness, you know, of water. I am going down to Brighton next week. Hopefully I will have a chance to get in the sea, because that is like, I feel I need it. I desperately need it at the moment, you know. But this card is just saying, you know, he's letting the water, he's going with the flow of things, you know, and he's letting it take him where it will. And in life, we always have a choice, you know, and it's like, do we just sit there and float, you know, which eventually gets tiring? Do we try to swim upstream? So we're going against the flow, and we're going against where the universe is telling us. So we turn around and we want to go where we are deciding to go, you know, and that's in the opposite way the universe is telling us. And what we do is we struggle against the tide, and this wears us out, you know, and it gets tired. But if we just, like I say, if we just go with the flow and allow everything that is coming to just push us where we're meant to go, that is where we'll end up. You know, so there's a real relaxing around this. I'm really conscious of how calm my voice is today. You know, normally I'm like sort of, you know, like a hyena, I'm really high pitched and stuff. But within these cards, there's such a calmness coming through with them as well. And this is saying that, you know, you need to just trust that life is supporting you. You know, the water is supporting you, you know. And if you relax into this, it will take you exactly where you need to know. So there's a real feeling of trust coming in with this, you know. And it's like everything is happening how it should. And just allow that, you know, don't resist against it. The universe has a plan for us. You know, it does. And we can resist it. You know, we can totally, we have free will. We can resist it. But in resisting it, what we are doing is we are only delaying the inevitable, you know, because it will come round again. And what this card is saying is just be like water. You know, water flows, and water flows smoothly as well. And like I say, within this card as well, there's a lot of blues and there's a lot of greens as well. So this is, again, our heart chakra and our throat chakra, you know, and this is saying like communication and love, you know, are what will help you achieve this level of flowing. You know, so stop resisting, because you are being guided here. Osho says about this card, you know, he says, become water. I think Bruce Lee said it as well, didn't he? You know, and this means to flow. Don't remain stagnant. If we think if water just sits there, it ends up smelling and going rotten and horrible. But when water's flowing, you know, this is when it's constantly replenishing. So this is saying move like water. So the whole week, sorry, I'm going to have to move it because my legs have gone to sleep. I can't even feel them. So the whole week, Monday to Friday, seems a very just about relax and surrender. And this is what we need to do at this time. Do you know what I mean? Because I really feel that is what's needed, you know, and it's actually, I think it's welcomed as well, because the energies of the last 2 weeks have been very, very crazy and very up a height as well. You know, there's been a lot of tense energy as well, and I really feel it's just a case of, you know, letting everything relax. So then we get to the weekend, and the weekend we have the Fool. Now, you know, I love the Fool. I just really love the Fool card. And the Fool is all about new beginnings as well. So, like I say, these are all tying in. They're telling a story. And this is a card saying, you know, this is it. It's like, take that leap of faith, you know, take that leap of faith. If we have a look, I mean, it looks like that's the traveling road that he's going on. That's his journey. And yeah, there's a couple of clouds, but the path's pretty clear. You know, if we have a look here, there's we have, sorry, that was a motorbike going past there. You know, we have stars, you know, and the stars are always our hopes and dreams. So they're there, you know, and it's like shoot for the moon. And even if you miss, you'll end up on the stars, you know. And the moon is here. And like I say, this moon has been very prominent, you know, there's been a lot of the moons prominent. So what this is saying with the Fool is like, it's a childlike innocence that we need, you know. We need to trust, and we need to trust our intuition, and we need to trust our heart here. Often within life, our experiences can harden us and make us fear and stuff like that, you know, and we're scared of getting hurt, we're scared of making a mistake, you know. But when we have the innocence of the Fool, you know, they just carry on trusting, and they keep their belief, you know. They know that by closing themselves off, that they are risking, you know, they could risk something wonderful. So it's all about taking the risk here. And I feel by not taking this risk, you are risking so much more. So this is about taking a leap of faith into the unknown without fear, you know, and just having hope. Now, there's the Phoenix from the Flames as well, you know, that's like sort of the Pandora's box as well, wasn't that? And that was all about hope. So this is saying, you know, just trust in yourself. If we remember, the Fool has come full circle, you know, within tarot. He's done his journey, he's learned the lessons, he's now ready to start again, you know, and he's ready to start with his newfound knowledge and actually his freedom and, you know, his trust. So this is what the Fool does. And it's like, you know, this is the past. The past is what it is, you know, that's it, we can't change it. And we also have to be very thankful to the past as well, because it got us to where we were, and where we are, you know. So but we cannot let the past strip us of a wonderful future neither, you know, because this is what is there. But you need to be ready to take this leap of faith, because there is a wonderful future waiting there, you know. So like people can take advantage of our good natures or whatever, you know, and like, you know, this is when the ego gets in and we can put barriers up, and, you know, but that isn't you being yourself, that isn't you being your true self, you know. And never change yourself because of the actions of somebody else. And, you know, when we see the true colours of somebody, you know, this is when it's you know, sometimes it's easier for us to move on as well. So this card is about, like, you know, letting go of what has been holding you back. It's wiping the slate clean, and it's like ready for the next chapter of your story. You're a little stronger, you're a little wiser, you know, and it's time to put your trust again, not just in people, but in the universe and where it is guiding you, because this card is all about new beginnings, you know. So it's this leap of faith. You don't know where it's going to take you, but I'm being assured here that it is a good place, you know. And yeah, this may seem crazy. I mean, if we think of the Fool, everybody, oh yeah, he's a fool, you know, and other people might, you know, have something to say about this, you know, because it's like, you know, people, a lot of people aren't free, you know, and they think somebody who is free, you know, and who lives their life in this free way and takes these risks is foolish in some way. But to me, the person that takes the risks is the one who is going to get the reward. You know, I have a friend who's just been here today, very successful in business. And what he's done, he's took risks every single time, you know, and people go, God, he's so lucky. And it's like, no, he's not lucky. He has took the gamble on something, you know, and this is what has elevated him, you know, and I massively admire him and admire that in him. You know, it's like he is fearless, and he's like, so what? You know, I either win or I fail, or I, you know, I don't even fail. It's sort of like I win or I learn, you know. So this is the Fool's energy that's coming in there, but it's a really beautiful card, that. And now we've got on to Sunday. We're nearly there. Sorry, it's just so bad. I'm going to have a drink. I'm talking too much here. Right, okay, so my feet's gone to sleep. My foot. Right, okay. So this card, this is the Sunday, right? This is, we've had the calmness, we've had the leap of faith, we've had the death, we've had the sort of rebirth, the new beginning. What is coming in then is intensity, you know, absolutely beautiful card. If we have a look, the other cards have all been like nice mellow blues, stuff like that. As we get into the Fool starts to get a little bit more colour in. And then once the Fool takes that leap of faith, look at the colors in that, it's like the rainbow. I absolutely love it, and the energy with this card, I really wish you could feel it, because it's fantastic. And what this card is saying, that like, it's not right, okay, you are now clear of your own mind, and you know what it is, what you must do. You know what path it is that you've got to take, and there's this newfound sense of energy coming in with this, and belief in yourself. This is why it's like, right, okay, the second you've turned that button on, said, right, okay, I trust, I believe, I believe in me, bang, that's it. It's like all of these sort of, it's like all of the colors have shot out of your chakras and everything like that. And your chakras are now going in the way that they're meant to as well, So it's like I say, it's a fabulous, fabulous card. And what this card says as well is that there's a lot of people sort of, they want to fit in, or they want you to fit in as well, and it's like trying not to, I don't know, basically trying not to take advice from others, because they are not you. They are not walking in your shoes. They do not know your feelings. You can try and explain them. But like I said in one of the cards there, sometimes you can't even find the words to explain it straight away to somebody else, or in the right way, because they're not feeling it. Sorry, can you see my energy's getting up again? Straight away when this one's coming in. So, nobody is walking in your shoes, and everybody will have an opinion, but it's now with this, it's like, right, okay, I know what it is I'm doing, because when we start to listen to other people's opinion, and their opinions and their advice contradicts what our soul and our being knows, this is when we get confused. Now, if you think our soul, right, and the universe, the divine, they love us unconditionally. They are part of us, They want the best for us, and they know what is best for us because they can see ahead. So this is why we need to listen to them, because when we listen to them, this is when we are getting true guidance, and we are getting the best advice as well. So with this card as well, this always reminds me, I mean, I mentioned at the beginning about how, the time that we're living in on this planet at the moment is it's very strange, it's very intense, it's very chaotic, but this is all needed to lead us to somewhere more, and this is saying, about, there's great changes being experienced on the earth at this moment, and there's so many people that are breaking free. Sorry, I just got a massive wave of emotion there. I nearly burst into tears. Wow, what was all that about? Wow, that was strange. Right, okay, got to compose myself. So sorry about that. That literally came up like a wave there. So yeah, a lot of people are breaking free from like false doctrines, and things that were destructive to our souls, things that were destructive to us as beings. A lot of people are now questioning society, questioning what they thought, questioning what they were told, and questioning what they thought was the norm, and this is fabulous. This has been so long needed, because like I say, there is, I've always said there's going to be a revolution, and it's a love revolution. People are coming together, people are starting to see it, you are meeting like-minded souls, so that you can actually bring this vibration together again, and you can go out and you can then spread the word of this, and this is what it's all about. It's about finding the others, it's about finding your soul's purpose, it's about finding your life's purpose, and it's about finding your truth. And when you find your truth, you will find other people that find their truth as well, and this will just have a knock-on effect, and it will snowball. And this is why this is happening now, because the enlightened souls, the ones like everybody sitting watching this, every single one of you, is on your spiritual journey, because that's why you're watching this, and when we come together, this is when we can change the world. And we may be called dreamers, and we may be called weird, and we may be called mad or whatever, but we know, because it is deep rooted in our being, that we know that our life's purpose here is not to just live, to work, to retire, to die. That is not it. There's so much more for us to do. And this is why these people are coming together at this time. So it's absolutely fabulous. Sorry, like I say, there was a lot of like channeling coming through here. So this card is telling you to break the chains that society has put on you, break the old doctrines that you have thought were the right ones, and you need to flow exactly like these cards are saying, but what you need to do is use all of this passion that's inside of you, and you've got it. Look at that, I mean, that is literally, that arrow is going places. And this is all of the colors of the chakra, all of the colors of the rainbow, and putting these together. And it's like this huge bursting firework of power, and what we need to do is just push on our way. This is a time to do things your way. You have this passion behind you, you have this belief behind you, you have this trust behind you, and you will have the others you meet on the journey behind you as well. So this is about just flying forward, the intensity. I really wish you could actually see that. And what's just been alerted there is, look, it looks like it's heading towards the sun, which, is exactly in this card as well, God, I love the Osho cards. So this card is like, it is intense, there's a lot of intensity with it. What happens when this is the night of fire? When the night of fire breezes in like this, it's like bam, bam. It shakes a lot of people up, and this can cause a lot of ripples in the waters around you as well. Some people will feel uplifted and instantly be like refreshed and think, God, they're doing it, so am I. I want to do this as well. And they will take a leaf out of your book, and you will have inspired somebody, and you will then have changed their life. So you have made a difference in the world by actually being in your truth and using your passion to force ahead in your way. You will inspire others to do the same. There's many, though, that will feel threatened by this. They will feel annoyed. It will get their backs up. They won't get it. This intensity scares a lot of people, But like I've said, the opinions of other people don't matter. Nothing can hold you back now. That is what this card's saying. You've started the ball rolling, and this is it. You know what you must do. So what you need to do is do it. This is it. This is action time. It's like lights, camera, action. This is it. This is where it's going, and like I say, this is like, sorry, I've just been alerted there that they're the colors of the rainbow here, and it's like your pot of gold is waiting. Just follow the arrows, So this is signs, whatever signs you are being given, really, especially Sunday, take notice of them, take notice of what comes up all of next week, because there's going to be a lot of signs around, and know that you are being guided in the right direction as well, So like I say, this is absolutely fabulous card. So there's the cards for the week next week. Now, I pulled one card. I've never used these ones. I did use them last week, and I had loads of problems. That's why you didn't get any videos. But I pulled one card from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And I love these cards. I use them to read for myself, because they're always pretty spot on, Colette Baron Reid is a massive favourite of mine. And the card that I pulled, which, like I say, I'm talking there, Spirit brought in the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is saying Treasure Island. Now, if we have a look, we've got the sea there again. We've got the turtle. Now, turtles within totem animals, turtles they continue on their life's path. They don't let anything put them off. They've got their shell of protection around them, and they go where they are meant to go, and this is what the turtle is bringing in here, so it doesn't let anything divert it off its true life's path. It goes where it's going, because, it just follows, and it just flows as well. And if we think how turtles walk in, like swim in water, it's all very effortless. They're not frantically swimming. They just go with it, And like I say, they have this protection on their back. But what we have there as well is Treasure Island. Now, if we have a look, it is filled with, that treasure chest is filled with hearts and stars, and hearts are love. This is it. It's filled with love in abundance. It's filled with stars. Stars are our hopes, our wishes, our dreams, so they are there. And this is like X marks the spot. You are so close to your treasure. There's a book called The Alchemist. I don't know if anybody's actually read that. It's a beautiful book, and there's I don't know if it's the last quote in that or whatever, but there's a quote in it, and it says, wherever your heart is, that is where you will find your treasure. And this is what this is saying, wherever your heart is, that is where you will find your treasure. You know, the X marks the spot there. It's there. It's like the universe is giving you this map. It's giving you like this old pirate's map of, you know, that is where you will be happy. That is where all your wishes will come true. And that is where all of your desires and your dreams will become reality as well. And what you need to do is you just need to flow with it. You know, you need to flow with it. You need to take the action. You need to stop resisting, and you just need to say, right, okay, this is it. This is what I want, you know. And like I say, then you know, it's action time, you know. But this action doesn't have to be a struggle. There's a real relaxing into it, you know. And I really feel that during this there will be this period of healing, you know. And it's like the blue sky is coming. That's what I'm getting, you know. Yeah, the blue sky's coming. Yeah, sorry, I was getting there in my head. Mr. Blue Sky. That's a song, isn't it? I can't remember the words of that. I'm gonna have to look that up. But yeah, it was Mr. Blue Sky, they said. So I know that went on quite a while, you know, and I'm really, really sorry about that. Oh, sorry, I've just been alerted to that as well. The number of this card is 9. Now, if we remember, you know, a lot of this craziness actually started on the 9th of the 9th, you know, so that was when the portal opened, you know, and they've just alerted me to that. So this couple of weeks of craziness, I really feel it's like, yeah, it's just been leading us to this treasure. Okay. So I hope you like this. I know that this is very different to what I normally do, you know, and I'm really sorry, but I just haven't got time to do the daily cards. So I hope you like it. I hope you bear with it. I know it's a little bit longer, but, you know, even if you just split it down and listen to it every day of the week if you want, you know, that's, I probably should have said that at the beginning rather than at the end, because if you've got the end, then you've listened to it all. But, you know, it doesn't matter. I've tried to be there, and I've tried to give a little bit of guidance as well. So please let me know if that actually makes sense to you, you know. And I really don't think there's anything to worry about. So really try and get out of your head, you know. Try and not get your ego get too involved with this, you know. I mean, I really think the issues with the ego are going, you know. Like I say, it was the intense weekend. From Thursday, I think it's Thursday, we have Mercury goes forward again. So, you know, communication will free up and communication will get good again, and it's safe to communicate then. I feel after Thursday it's safe to communicate. So like I say, I hope you like them. Please let me know, you know, please let me know in the comments, and I will be back next week, probably not the beginning of the week because I'm away, but I will be back, and the cards of the day will start again, you know, probably October now, you know, probably into October. But I am still doing readings if anybody would like a reading, so please get in touch with me, or like I say, get in touch with me and let me know how this eclipse has been for you, you know, how you are handling it as well, because sometimes how other people are handling it can help others as well, you know. So it's all about spreading the love, and you know, it would be really nice to have a nice little community here as well, because that's what I feel that you all are. And when I've been away, I've really, really missed you as well. So it's, you know, this is it, you know, there's a lot of love being sent. So let me know if you enjoyed them. I'm gonna go now. Sat Nam.